Good afternoon, teachers. I've set up a new template here that might help you with building grade books. A lot of times you have different needs for different types of grade books. This is how this works. The setup sheet lets me go ahead and type in my gradebook name. And then I can choose, when I run my script, I can choose template 1, template 2, template 3. And you could add as many templates as you wanted here, depending on what you had in mind. So template 1 is simply a way to show that whether or not students have gotten their um, assignments done. When you click the checkbox, you get a total. You get the total for how many they've got done, and it turns green when they get projects done. If you know this about checkboxes, you can turn all checkboxes on by selecting that data range, press the space bar, turns them all on, turns them all off, and we can go back to the way we want that. So let me, again, maybe just select all of these, turn on, turn off. So that's template 1. Template 2 is another kind of a template where it shows my points, and if I get, if student 1 gets this first item done, they are getting, this is their percent score. If they actually get all of them done, they're 100%, 66%, and so forth. So a different way of keeping track of what students have done or not done. And a more traditional grade book here. There is a hidden part of this grade book that lets you set up your grading system. We've got that hidden. And then you would add your students, put in your quizzes, tests, and so forth. And this does your calculations for you. So here's how this works. If I want to create a new gradebook, you can see I've got one project gradebook set up and one science gradebook set up. So let's say I want to set up a couple of gradebooks here. I want to do math and I want to do reading. And by the way, on your templates, what I would suggest is actually put your student names in on any of your templates so they're ready to roll. So I've got math and reading, and then what I'm going to do, this is done using apps script. So there's a script that has a couple of different options here under the utilities menu. The first one is to make new tabs. And it comes up and says, hey, what template do you want to use? Well, I've got template 1, 2, and 3. This is a traditional grade book, so I'm going to use template 3. And I just say OK, and the script runs and it creates a new math, and it asks me again, and now this time I'm going to do template 3 again and say OK, and there's my new reading. So here's my science, my math, and my reading ready to go, ready for me to put different homework, quiz, tests, and so forth, add my students. Back in the setup, notice my gradebook names have disappeared. And then maybe I am going to want, this checklist kind of a gradebook that I might want to add. So I would come in, new tabs, and I would use template 2 this time and say OK to that. And here's my checklist. So I've got a project checklist, a checklist gradebook, and then my science, math, and reading. And when I develop these kinds of things, I also add a tab manager script in here, and this lets me kind of lets me do a bunch of things, show and hide sheets. I'm going to show 10 of my tabs right now. My setup, template 1, template 2, and 3, I wouldn't want to get rid of those, but maybe I want to get rid of my checklist and my math and my project, and I can delete those. It warns me because I am going to delete those. They go away. It makes it easier to work. And then maybe I want to hide reading and science, and I can hide reading and science, and now I don't see them. And then I can also show them and put my tab manager away. And again, this might be a handy way for you to build out different kind of templates, put in your student lists, and then build gradebook as you need them for different kinds of projects. And again, you would be able to go ahead and add your multiple different kinds of templates depending on your needs.